the 6th chapter and the 20th verse. They marched around the walls of Jericho and took the city. They didn't ask for no city. They took the city. Listen, it's time for the takeover. There are things we're going to have to just take over. The devil don't want you to have it, but you're going to say, devil, not this one. Sometimes you're going to have to look at your child, look at your son. Devil, not this boy. I'm not turning him loose. The Bible tells us, and I've often preached this, that when that fella, the disciples couldn't do nothing with that boy. Can you imagine 10 or 12 robust preachers standing over that little boy that had demons in him? And the more they prayed for him, the worse he got. And the man looked and saw Jesus coming. And he was nice. I thank you for your prayers. I appreciate your prayers. Thank you so much. He does look some better. Thank you. Because he saw Jesus coming. Peter standing there with his big self. And if he give you any more trouble, bring him back. The male boy wasn't delivered. And when the devil saw Jesus, while he was yet a coming, the devil flipped that boy, threw him down. This is why things is looking more worse in our situation than ever. You know why? This is the devil's last throw. This is his last throw. Devil, you've thrown my boy for the last time. You've thrown my wife for the last time. You've thrown my family for the last time. You've thrown myself, this habit, for the last time. Sometime when a thing is getting worse and get worse, that's when deliverance is on its way. The devil will try to make it look bad because deliverance is on his way. And the Bible said while Jesus was yet a coming, the devil threw him down and began to tear him. But Jesus dismissed that unclean spirit and delivered him to his Father. I'm saying this to you and I tonight, that situations are looking worse than ever, but this is the devil's last throw. Did you hear what I said? You better grab a neighbor by the hand and tell him, neighbor, did you hear what I said? As far as your situation is concerned, this is the devil's last throw in this episode. That's why it's getting worse. That's why it's more worse than ever. That's why it's blacker than 100 midnights, because deliverance is on its way. Can you say glory? Yeah, glory. Deliverance is on its way. Oh, bless his name. So now we're getting ready to take the city. And so God said, here's what I want you to do, Josh. I want you to march around the walls of Jericho once a day, one time. And on the 7th day, I want you to march around 7 times. I know there were some people standing around him saying, look like it ought to be a crack or something to indicate that the walls are going to fall. Look like it ought to be some kind of crack or some kind of vibration. No, he said, just march. Don't try to figure it out. Just march. It was the march of faith. You got to march in faith. You got to pray in faith. You got to believe God in faith. You got to speak in faith. Are you hearing me? After they marched around the 7th time, Joshua stood back on the top of the hill with his sword gleaming in the sun and said, shout every one of you, God has given you the city. God has given you the city. This is the takeover. Too long the devil's been taking over. He's took over our schools. He's took over our young people. Our young men are going to jail. Are you listening to me? And the church is just sitting there. The church world. But God said, my eyes run to and fro down the earth. I'm seeking who I can show myself strong in. I'm looking for somebody whose heart is perfect toward me. Yes. I'm tired of the devil taking us over. Let's take him over. Are you hearing me? It's time to go to the enemy's camp and get back what the devil stole from you. He stole your children. He stole your marriage. He stole your money. He stole your health. But tell Lord, that I will remove all sickness from among you. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's time for the takeover. If my people, which are called by my name, would humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, I will, I will, I will, glory. I'll hear from heaven. I'll forgive the sin. I'll heal the land. This is the day of God. This is your time. This is the day of God. The day that God has made for you. Let's rejoice and be glad in it. Glory to God. My soul said yes. My soul said yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. There's going to be some change. I came to tell you the winds are shifting. There's going to be a wind shift in your favor. God is moving in your direction. Something good is getting ready to happen to you this very day, this very hour. Something good, something good is going to happen to me. Jesus of Nazareth is coming my way. Lift up your hands and say thank you. Tell him thank you. Tell him thank you. Tell him thank you. It's going to happen. If I be a man of God, it's going to happen. If this be an apostle, it's going to happen. Get ready. I said get ready. Get ready for the impossible. Get ready for the supernatural. Get ready for the unusual. Yeah. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's already started. Yes, it is. That some of you sitting here, you can feel a move of the Spirit down in the deep subterranean chambers of the inner sanctum of your sanctified soul. Something good is getting ready. There's an overturning. There's an overturning. This is the year of deliverance. That baby is in the birth canal. That water has already broke. There's going to be a birth. There's going to be a manifestation. Say glory. You're pregnant with a promise. You're pregnant with gifts. You're pregnant with anointing. But as soon as Zion travailed, a whole nation was born at once. Look at your neighbor and tell him, neighbor, it's going to happen. Yeah. It's going to happen. God bless you. It's going to happen. The takeover. Get ready. Get ready for the takeover. When the takeover take place, the earnest expectation of the creatures that's out there talking about the church, out there looking at the church, wondering what's going on in the church. They're out there waiting. But there's going to be a manifestation that's going to bring them in. A manifestation where some of you ain't going to have to lay hands on them. There's going to be a cloudburst where this place is going to be filled with smoke, the glory of God. The glory of God. It's time for us to see signs and wonders. Huh?